sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Jai Radha Madhav. Jai Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Girivaradhari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Girivaradhari, Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana, Yamunatiravanachari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Girivaradhari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Girivaradhari, Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana, Yamunatiravanachari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Very nice, Mataji. Nice Kirtan.
Very beautiful, Mataji. Nice Kirtan.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Should we do Mangalacharan?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Gaurangi Mataji, would you like to do Mangalacharan, Mataji?
Okay. Okay, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Bye. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chachurunritamina Tasmai Singurve Nama Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Vistapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Kamalam Shri Guru Vaisvamsa Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathatam Tam Sajivam Sabdaitam Sabdhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padana Sagana Lalita Shri Visakha Vistamsa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastuti Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhi Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusuti Devi Pranamami Hari Prem Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaisnavebhyo namo namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamina iti namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण माताजी प्रभुजी थैंक यू माताजी give me chance
Hare Krishna Mataji, beautiful. It was very nice, Mataji. Yes.
thank you माताजी हरि बोल
Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. So today we are doing the shloka from the Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, 31 chapter, 19th shloka. And this one goes, Pasyatyayam dishanyaya nanu saptavadrihi sarirakedamassarir aparaha swadehe yatsristaya samtamaham purusham puranam pasye bahir hridicha chaityam iva pratitam. Hare Krishna. This and the translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Synonyms: Pasyati, sees, I am, this living entity. Dishanyaya, with intelligence. Nanu, only. Saptavadrihi, bound by the 7 layers of material coverings. Sarirake, agreeable and disagreeable sense perceptions. Damashariri, having a body for self-control. Aparaha, another. Swadehe, in this body. Yat, by the Supreme Lord. Srastaya, endowed. Asham, was. Tam, him. Aham, I. Purusham, person. Puranam, oldest. Pashye, see. Bahihi, outside. Hridi, in the heart. Cha, and. Chaityam, the source of the ego. Iva, indeed. Pratitam, recognized. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. The living entity in another type of body sees only by instinct. He knows only the agreeable and disagreeable sense perceptions of that particular body. But I have a body in which I can control my senses and can understand my designation. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by whom I have been blessed with this body and by whose grace I can see him within and without. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Ranjita Mataji. So we are doing this chapter, this sloka from Bhagavatam, chapter 3.31.19. The chapter name is Hare Krishna. So the Lord Kapila's instructions on the movements of the living entities. So in this chapter, the Lord Kapila is explaining to his mother Devahuti about the baby, how the baby within the womb of mother's womb, how it is praying in this shloka. The baby is actually praying to the Lord. When we are in the womb of the mother, we actually know that we are coming from the personality of Godhead, and we are not yet covered in the Maya yet. So we usually we pray within the womb of the mother. So the baby is actually in this, it is praying to the Godhead. the living entity in another type of body. So the baby is in here it is clearly telling that the living entity in another type of body sees only by instinct. So if we are not in the human body, we don't have that intelligence to understand that what is the body instinct. So the other living entities will just see another type of body sees only by instinct, whatever it feels at that moment. If it is hungry, it will eat. If it want to sleep, it will sleep. Those things it will just do by the instinct, and he does not know what he is actually doing. He knows only the agreeable and disagreeable sense perceptions of that particular body. So if the animals will not, they just know what is agreeable and disagreeable sense perceptions. If this is, if they are scared of something, they are just scared and they will fear and run away. But that's all they know. They cannot go higher because their consciousness is lower than the human consciousness. But the humans, God has given us higher consciousness. So we should know that the purpose of life, why we are here and what we are doing. But I have a body in which I can control my senses and I can understand my designation. So in the human body, we know that why we are here. I have a body in which I can control my senses. Here it's very important that in the human body, only in the human body, we can actually control our senses and can understand my destination. So in any other body, in any animal body, we will not know. If we were put up in any animal body, we will not know how to control our senses or what is the purpose of our life. But in a human body, we will understand that and we can control our senses as well. So our destination is to go back to Godhead. So therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by whom I have been blessed with this body and by whose grace I can see him within and without. So the baby within the womb of a mother is actually praying to the personality of Godhead, so that he or she, the baby is offering the respectful obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is Krishna, by whom I have been blessed with this body and by whose grace I can see him within and without. Actually, the baby inside is seeing the God within and without. I mean, inside himself as well as outside. So when we are in the womb, we are actually praying the God that we can see him, and we are I offering respectful obeisances to the personality of Godhead. Purport. Gaurangi Mataji, would you like to read this purport, Mataji, first paragraph? Hare Krishna. Or Ranjita Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The evolutionary process of different types of bodies is something like that of a fructifying flower. Just as there are different stages in the growth of a flower, the bud stage, the blooming stage, and the full-fledged grown-up stage of aroma and beauty. Similarly, there are 8.4 million species of bodies in gradual evolution, and there is systematic progress from the lower species of life to the higher. The human form of life is supposed to be the highest, for it offers consciousness for getting out of the clutches of birth and death. The fortunate child in the womb of his mother realizes his superior position and is thereby distinguished from other bodies. Animals in the bodies lower than that of the human being are conscious only as far as their bodily distress and happiness are concerned. They cannot think of more than their bodily necessities of life, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. But in the human form of life, by the grace of God, the consciousness is so developed that a man can evaluate his exceptional position and thus realize the self and the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Beautifully read. So, the evolutionary process of, so in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning the evolutionary process of different types of bodies is something like that of fructifying flower. So, how the flower is going, flower goes through different stages of its life. Similarly, the evolutionary process, even our bodies, is undergoing different stages of life. So, so many different bodies, it is going through different stage, not just in this life, but in the bodies of, in different bodies, it will come from a fish to aquatic animals to then to the land animal, like amphibian, and then land terrestrial animals. So like that, it evolves from different bodies, like just like a fructifying flower. So different stages in the growth of a flower: the bud stage, the blooming stage, and the full-fledged grown-up stage of aroma and beauty. Similarly, there are 8.4 million species of bodies. One second. In gradual evolution, and there is systematic progress from the lower species of life to the higher. So we all came from very low species, like from fish or even smaller species, until now, after going through 8.4 million species, now we got a human form of life. So we have to use this human form of life to go back home to the Godhead. So we should not waste this human form of life. The human form of life is supposed to be the highest, for it offers consciousness for getting out of the clutches of birth and death. So we have to get out of this circle of birth and death. That's why, because God has given highest consciousness compared to any other living being. So we have to understand that, and we have to get out of this birth and death cycle. The fortunate child in the womb of his mother realizes his superior position and is thereby distinguished from other bodies. So when we are in the womb of the mother, we realize all this. But the thing is, when the moment we come out, the Maya covers us, and then we forget all our previous connection what we are having with the God, and we fall into this material consciousness, which is completely covered by Maya, and we think that we are this body, which is not the truth. We are the soul, but we think that this body is me, and then we are covered in the Maya. So before that, we know, our consciousness knows that in the fortunate child in the womb of his mother realizes his superior position, which is that we are part and parcel of the God. So the baby knows when it is in the womb, and is thereby distinguished from other bodies. Animals in bodies lower than that of the human being are conscious only as far as their bodily distress and happiness are concerned. So any other animals which are lower than a human, they just know only the happiness and distress which is concerned with their body, and other than that they have no other consciousness of the soul or they don't have higher consciousness that they are a soul and they can go back home, back to Godhead. So they cannot think of more than their bodily necessities of life, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. These are the only 4 things what the animals do, and even humans do all these 4. But at the same time, we should also go higher than that and think that it is not just the body. We are the soul, and we have to always remember to go back home and remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. But in the human form of life, by the grace of God, the consciousness is so developed that a man can evaluate his exceptional position and thus realize the self and the Supreme Lord. So our consciousness is high, so we can understand who we are, That means we are part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the God, and also who God is. We will be never able to understand who God is, because with our little senses, with our little consciousness, we will not be able to understand Him. But at least we know that Supreme Lord is much like He is infinite, and we are just infinitesimal, and we have to go back to Him. So that's what Srila Prabhupada is mentioning in this purport. And the second, this purport. Gaurangi Mataji, would you be able to read, Mataji, if you are there? Or yes, Mataji, thank you. This paragraph, Mataji, the word Dhammasariri means from here to here.
Mataji, okay. I can't receive properly, but I will try, Mataji, okay? The word Dhamma, Mataji, this one I couldn't see properly. Okay, yeah, I made now. Okay. The word Dhamma, Supreme Personality of Godhead, for having.
No, Mataji. Here, Mataji. The word Dhammasariri means that we have a body in which we can control.
Okay.
Mataji.
The word Dhamma, Sarut, means that we have a body in which we can control the sense and the mind. The completion of materialistic life is due to an uncontrolled mind and uncontrolled sense. One should feel grateful to the Supreme Personality of Godhead for having ordained such a nice human form of body, and one should personality utilize it. The destination between an animal and a man is that the animal cannot control himself and has no sense of decency, whereas the human being has the sense of decency and can control himself. If this controlling power is not exhibited by the human being, then he is no better than an animal. By controlling the senses or by the process of yoga regulation, one can understand the position of his self, the super soul, the world, and their interrelation. Everything is possible by controlling the sense. Otherwise, we are no better than animals. That's it, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji.
I couldn't read properly, Mataji. Sorry about this. Is my weakness, Mataji. Sorry.
No, Mataji, you did good job. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
So, the word Dhammasariri means that we have a body in which we can control the senses and the mind. So, only the human beings have Dhammasariri. No other animals have this kind of sharir. Shariri means the body. What the sharira we will say usually. Dhammasariri means that we have a body, which we are able to control the senses and the mind. But sometimes we feel that we cannot control the mind at all, because even in Bhagavad Gita here, 15.7, not this one, Bhagavatam. So even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that yato yato nischalati manaschanchalam asritam tatastato niyamaityat atmanyeva vasham nayet. So in translation by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada, from wherever the mind wanders due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. So Krishna knows that it is not easy to control our minds. So it is flickering for sure, but we must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. So Krishna is telling by abhyasa, we can do that. We have to bring it back in our control. We should not be in control of the mind, but we have to control the mind. So in here also, which we can control the senses and the mind. That is what kind of body we got by the mercy of God. The complication of materialistic life is due to an uncontrolled mind and uncontrolled senses. Because we do not control our mind and senses, that is when the complications complications will come. So one should feel grateful to the Supreme Personality of Godhead for having obtained such a nice human form of body. So we have to be always grateful, and we have to thank God for giving us a nice human form of body which we can control actually. And one should properly utilize it. We have to utilize it properly. We have to know if we do something, we know within that if this is what we are doing is right or wrong. And we can make a distinction. So we can make the difference between right and wrong. So with our intellect, we have to make the right decisions, and we have to use our human body to serving the God, but not just for our sense gratification. The distinction between an animal and a man is that the animal cannot control himself and has no sense of decency, whereas the human being has the sense of decency and can control himself. So we know what is decency, meaning how to behave, and we have to wear proper clothing, and all those things comes in decency obviously, and making our life decisions, everything falls in this category, and we know how to control ourselves. If this controlling power is not exhibited by the human being, then he is no better than an animal. So obviously, if we do not control our senses and our mind, then we are also very much equal to any other animal. By controlling the senses or by the process of yoga regulation, one can understand the position of his self, the super soul, the world, and their interrelation. Everything is possible by controlling the senses. Otherwise, we are no better than animals. So by controlling our senses, or by the process of yoga regulations, by following a few regulations of yoga regulations, we can understand the position of our own self, the super soul, and the world, where we belong in the world. We know that the supreme, we have a spiritual world and this material, and we are in between, so which is marginal. So all these things we will understand, and then we will understand what to do and how to live our life by controlling our senses and mind to go back home, back to Godhead. Otherwise we will be we are no better than animals. That's what Srila Prabhupada is mentioning. And then this Hare Krishna. Ranjita Mataji, would you like to read this paragraph, Mataji?
From where?
From real self-realization by means of controlling the senses, Mataji.
Okay. Real self-realization by means of controlling the senses explained herein. One should try to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead and one's own self also. To think oneself the same as Supreme is not self-realization. Here it is clearly explained that the Supreme Lord is Anadi or Purana, and he has no other cause. The living entity is born of the Supreme Godhead as part and parcel. It is confirmed in Brahma Samhita, Adir Govinda. Govinda, the Supreme Person, has no cause. He is unborn, but the living entity is born of him. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Mamai Vamasha, both the living entity and the Supreme Lord are unborn. But it has to be understood that the supreme cause of the part and parcel is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma Samhita therefore says that everything has come from Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sarva Karnama. The Vedanta Sutra confirms this also. Janmadi asya yatah sarva vyasa prabhava. I am the source of birth, everything, including Brahma and Lord Shiva and the living entity. This is self-realization. One should know that he is under the control of Supreme Lord, not think that he is fully independent. Otherwise, why should he be put into conditional life? Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much for reading that beautifully. Thank you. So, here in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning real self-realization by means of controlling the senses is explained herein. One should try to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead and one's own self also. We have to first understand who we are as well as who God is. Otherwise, we will not be able to understand our position, and only when we understand our position in this material world, and then we have to understand who Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, is, and only then we will be able to properly serve him. And so to think oneself the same as the Supreme is not self-realization. So if we think like Mayavadis think that they can become one with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is not self-realization at all. So we have to understand we are only very infinite symbol. We are tiny parts and parts from Supreme Personality of Godhead, but we cannot become one with Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that if we think that way, then it is not called self-realization at all. Herein it is clearly explained that the Supreme Lord is Anadi or Purana. Anadi means he is living from Anadi, like there is no beginning for him or no end for him. So there is no beginning or end for him. That is why he is called Anadi. For us, we all have a timeline. We have a birth date and we will have a death date as well, date of birth and date of death. But for Lord Krishna, he is Anadi and or Purana. Purana means very old. Like because we don't know, there is no beginning for him. So he is also called as Purana, old. And he has no other cause. There is no cause for him. So the living entity is born of the Supreme Godhead as part and parcel. But we are born from the Supreme Personality of Godhead as a part and parcel. We are tiny. It is confirmed in the Brahma Samhita, Anadiradir Govinda. So Govinda, the Supreme Person, has no cause. He is unborn. There is no birth for him. But the living entity is born of him. We are all born because of him. He is the seed-giving father. That's what he says in Bhagavad Gita, that he is the seed-giving father. So we are all born of him. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Mamaivamshaha. So in this Bhagavad Gita, in this shloka, Mamaivamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha manashashthanindriyani prakritisthani karshati. So translation by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. So we are all part and fragmental parts of the Lord, but due to conditioned life, because we are conditioned after coming into this material world, that we are all struggling very hard with the six senses, which also includes the mind. So because of all these senses, we are actually struggling. So that's what Krishna is clearly telling in this shloka in Bhagavad Gita. Both the living entity and the Supreme Lord are unborn. So we are also unborn. I mean, until we got this material body, we are also eternal. But once we get this eternal body, the soul is still eternal. But the body what we got is not eternal. So it has to die one day. And it will get, everything will be, earth will, whatever elements we are made of, the earth, air, water, fire, and either everything will go back to their own sources back. And so both the living entity and the Supreme Lord are unborn, but it has to be understood that the supreme cause of part and parcel is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we have to understand that the supreme cause of the part and parcel, our existence is because of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma Samhita therefore says that everything has come from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sarva Karana Karanam. That means everything, the causes for all, the basic main cause is Godhead. So everything is coming from Him. The Vedanta Sutra confirms this also. Janmadasya yataha. The absolute truth is the original source of everyone's birth. Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavaha. So I am the source of birth of everything, including Brahma and Lord Shiva and the living entities. So He is the source of everybody, including Brahma and Lord Shiva and all the living entities, including us and each and every ant or any bacteria as well. Everything is coming from the God. The source is Him. This is self-realization. Once we understand that, that is called self-realization. One should know that he is under the control of the Supreme Lord and not think that he is fully independent. Otherwise, why should he be put into conditional life? So what we have to understand is everything is controlled by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We think that we are doing things, but we are not doing anything. Unless without His sanction, we cannot even move our finger. So we have to understand that everything is sanctioned by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and without His sanction or without His, He is doing everything. So we are not doing anything. Causes, everything is, the cause is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And here they are saying one should know that he is under the control of the Supreme Lord and not think that he is fully independent. We think that we are independent, but no, we are not at all independent. We have to realize that we are under the control of Supreme Lord. Otherwise, why should he be put into conditional life? It's the question mark here at the end. So why are we put into this conditional life? If we were independent, we wouldn't be, right? So we have to understand that. So thank you so much for today. Meena Mataji, Hare Krishna, Meena Mataji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you for joining. Hare Krishna Mataji, yes. So Amok Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
So beautifully explained, Loka. Very beautiful, Mataji.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so dear devotees, if you have got any questions, or you wanted to ask anything, or you wanted to get clarifications, or you wanted to share anything,
If
so now floor is open. You can ask any questions to Mataji.
Prabhuji, please, if I have made any mistakes, please tell Prabhuji. And if I have missed something.
So it is, you have done very beautiful in the presentation. So this shloka, the baby in the womb, it is Jantur Guvacha. So it remembers, baby remembers 100 कर्म जन्म चितोद्भवम् तत्र लब्धा तत्र स्मृति by the arrangement of I think if you just look at 11th or 10th shlokas there it is described this Jantu it by the help of the Lord it remembers 100 lifetimes of past times 100 lifetimes. It is so beautiful that it understands and it prays in a helpless condition to the Supreme Lord. So, my dear Lord, so likewise, I am here. So, tasyopasannamagdam jagadicchayata nana tanurбhuvi chalat charanarvindam. Soham rajami sharanam jakuto bhayam me yena idrusi gatirasi asato nurupa. So I think it's the next shloka, Mataji, 12th shloka. If I just go to the next, then it will. So here it describes, oh, I think not that one. But anyway, so this is, it says, Saranam hi akuto bhayame, Saranam hi akuto bhayame, for giving relief from all kinds of fears. Then Jantur it starts praying to the Supreme Lord. So in that sequence, it also describes how many troubles it is going through when the baby is in the womb as well. When the baby within the womb as well. There, dehi anya dehe vivre jatraghnasrug vinmotrikupapito bushatapta deha. Itchanito visam ganyan somasan niryasde krupanidihi bhagwan kadanu. So, dehi anya dehe vivre jataragni nasrug. It is praying, oh my dear Lord, here I am in the womb of mother, there is a hot blood. Dehi anya dehi vivre jataragni. There is a jataragni fire in the womb. That one is torturing brushatapta deha. And the hot blood, it is also torturing me. I could not tolerate this heat. So, and vinmutra kopapatito. Vinmutra is the stool and urine. Mutra is urine. Vit is the stool and urine. Kopapatito. So, in this puddle of the stool and urine, I am putting here. So, the baby is it is feeling suffocating there with so many of troubles in the womb of the mother. Vinmutra kupanto brusitapta deha. Tapta deha, the body is getting tortured within the womb. And then itchanito vivistam ganayan somasan, the baby, I'm just counting the months, how many months, this is 7th month, 8th month, 9th month, when I would come out like that. Itchanito vivistam ganayan somasan, how many months it is now like that. The baby is counting because it has got the memories as well. Yastrustayasam tamaham purusham. So this is the baby is praying that I think it is the 6th shloka. So 12th to 6th, that is I think 18th shloka. That baby is praying. And then it also mentions later on Tasmada Soham Vasanapi Vibo Bhodukavasam Garbhan Jigamshe Bahirandakope Yetropyatum Upasatpati Deva Maya Mitya Materiadanu Samsuhi Chakrametad. So it prays like even though if I just come out from the womb of the mother, Soham Vasanapi Vibo Bhodukavasam, even though this many tortures are happening within the womb of my mother, Soham Vasanapi Vibho Bhodukavasam Garbha Nanijigamishe. I don't want to come out of the womb of my mother. Garbha Nanijigamishe. I do not want to come out because Yatropayatam Upasatpati Deva Maya. If I come out, there is a Maya, extra energy of the Lord that will catch me and then put me into birth, old age, disease, and death again. So many Devik, Adi, Bhautik, Adi, Adhyatmik, different kinds of problems. It will torture me outside. So let me stay here itself. Likewise, this is sometimes we feel I'm feeling very hot. As soon as we give so much cold, oh, I could not tolerate too much cold. So let me just go into the hot. Again, once again hot. I wanted coolness. We do not know what to ask. We wanted a medium kind of comfortability. But here, baby, one side is feeling too much of torture within the womb, and the outside also knows what is the condition of the outside world. In such a baby is praying in the womb. गर्भानञ्जिगमिषे बहिरन्धकूपे अन्धकूपे बहिर् अन्धकूपे यत्रोपयातुम् उपसर्पति देवमाया मिथ्यामतिर्यदनु संस्कृति चक्रमेतत्. This is but old age, disease and death. So in such a the baby is playing in the womb. In that sequence here, now, oh my dear Lord, you have given me this, the body through which I can control the senses, regulate my activities. Otherwise, if I do not control my activities, it is just like animal. Ahara nidra bhayumaitanam cha samanyam yetat pasubihi naranam. Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. It is common to animals and human beings as well. Samanyam yetat pasubihi naranam. And what is the difference? Dharmohi tena adhiko visho. Dharmohi tena adhiko visheshu. Only dharma is the distinguishable entity between the animals and the human being. If dharmohi hena pasubihi samana. If we do not follow these regulative principles and dharma, then he is just like an animal. And so this is very beautifully described again, the evolutionary process. Evolutionary process, it is said like in the 29th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. This is third canto, chapter 29. There, the Kapil Bhagavan describes the evolutionary process. So, जीवाः श्रेष्ठा हि अजीवानं ततः प्राणभृतः शुभे ततः सचित्ता प्रवराः ततश्च इंद्रियवृत्तयः. So, you could just go to the 29th chapter, Mataji. There, from 28th shloka onwards, you can read the, I think, 6 shlokas of translations. 29, and then if you go down, you don't need, yes, 28 shloka onwards. If you read 6 translations, that is sufficient from 28.
Hare Krishna. Living entities are superior to inanimate objects, O blessed mother, and among them, living entities who display life symptoms are better. Animals with developed consciousness are better than them, and better still are those who have developed sense perception. 29. Among the living entities who have developed sense perception, those who have developed the sense of taste are better than those who have developed only the sense of touch. Better than them are those who have developed the sense of smell, and better still are those who have developed the sense of hearing. Better than those living entities who can perceive sound are those who can distinguish between one form and another. Better than them are those who have developed upper and lower sets of teeth. And better still are those who have many legs. Better than them are the quadrupeds, and better still are the human beings. Among human beings, the society which is divided according to quality and work is best. And in that society, the intelligent men who are designated as Brahmanas are best. Among the Brahmanas, one who has studied the Vedas is the best. And among the Brahmanas who have studied the Vedas, one who knows the actual purport of Vedas is the best. Better than the Brahmana who knows the purpose of the Vedas is he who can dissipate all doubts, and better than him is one who strictly follows the Brahminical principles. Better than him is one who is liberated from all material contamination, and better than him is a pure devotee who executes devotional service without expectation of reward. Therefore, I do not find a greater person than he who has no interest outside of mine, and who therefore engages and dedicates all his activities and all his life, everything, on to me without cessation. Such a perfect devotee.
Thank you, Mataji. So, yeah, there is further glories of a devotee. So, this is the hierarchy of the living entities, starting from inanimate living entities to animate living entities, and the topmost. What is the topmost? We need to assess where we are within that hierarchy, whether we are animalistic life or just only two-legged without following any rules, or we are in the Varnashrama Dharma. Out of those, whether I'm a devotee or a Brahmana, and whether I studied Vedas, like that, we need to assess where I am. So this is the evolutionary process that Prabhupada is given in that current purport. that Mataji has been reading that one evolutionary process, 8.4 species of bodies in gradual evolution. That is one point, and also this is bodily necessities of life: eating, sleeping, ahara nidra bhayamaitunam cha samanyam hi etat pasubihi naranam. That Prabhupada is describing here about the again, by the grace of God, consciousness is so developed that a man can evaluate his exceptional position and thus realize the self and supreme Lord. One has to come, because otherwise we do not know who is controlling our body. Upadrashtanamanta cha bhatta bhokta maheshwaraha paramatmiti chapyukto pushaha prakute paraha. That Paramatma, भूतेन्द्रिय अंतःकरणात् प्रधान जीव संजितात् आत्मा तथा पृथग्द्रष्टा भगवान ब्रह्म संजितः. A living entity with all the senses, which is experiencing pains and pleasures, that is individual soul. And the super soul is Upadrashta, Anumanta, who gives, who oversees, who is the permission giver to experience those pains and pleasures. He is the Anumanta. He is Paramatma. So that is the difference. He would realize that is the exceptional position, and thus he can realize the self and the Supreme Lord. And that kind of things happen only in the human body. That is Dhammashariri is the bit through which we can control, because I can wake up early morning. I don't eat anything with rubbish. I can prepare nice palatable dishes, offer it to the Lord and take it as a prasadam. Otherwise, yasyatma buddhi punapeti dhatuke. Yasyatma buddhi punapeti dhatuke. As soon as we see something, oh, I like it, I wanted to enjoy it, I wanted to buy it, I wanted to eat it. That is the yasyatma buddhi punapeti dhatuke. Kalatradishu bhauma ijjadihi. So many of them, my children, my land, this is the worshipable Atmajaya Sudagara Dravina Bandashu. Niruda Mula Hridaya Atmanu Bahumanyate. He thinks that I am very comfortable. My family cooperates, my children, my home, I am very properly situated. Atmajaya Sudagara Dravina Bandashu. Niruda Mula Hridaya. That is deeply rooted in the heart. In such a one always experiences Atmanu Bahumanyate. There is no greater person who is experiencing these pleasures like me. In such a way, he thinks. So this is one can control his body with using the human body only, and also under the guidance of the spiritual master. Under the guidance of the spiritual master. So in our Vedic process, children, since the childhood onwards, everyone are trying to practice the brahmacharya, not to act according to their own. But in this Western world, we see many people after they're of 25 years, something like that. In that time, they have come to Krishna consciousness. They were not given training how to practice brahmacharyas here. So because of those perceptions, later on, even though they take up devotional service in Krishna consciousness, there is always chance to fall down, because they have come here, but this is rasavadhyam rasopyasya param dushtva nivartate. Even though they are separated from those activities, but the taste still remains within them. Because of that, in the future, if there is an opportunity, if Maya arranges particular circumstances, they may fall down. This is Daivihi Esha Maya, Daivihi Esha Gunamayi, Mama Maya Duratjaya. We cannot cross this material essence. We cannot cross this Maya, Lord's external energy. That's why we always chant the names of the Lord, associate with the devotees, and leave the bad association. These are very, very essential for our devotional service. We always pray that, oh my dear Lord, please help me so that I will overcome this Maya. You always bless me. Every day we have to pray, like Prabhupada did. Prabhupada always says that to his disciples, every day, do you know, I will never ever fall down from my position, or I will never be attacked by Maya, but you would. Prabhupada says to his disciples, because every day I pray to the Lord that to protect me from the Maya, but you do not do that one. So likewise, Prabhupada says we have to be very careful every day. Please, my dear Lord, let me follow this regulative principles, waking early in the morning, chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra along with the devotees, or as much as possible, always remember yourself. So this is make me to remember your names all the time. That is what we needed. Okay, so that is only it can be done in the human body. This is Dhammashariri. But other animals, they cannot do it. If a dog is there, if we just give food and eat it and it moves the tail and be happy. If I hit it and it will shout, it will cry and then be quiet. It doesn't know how to solve the problem. That is the difference between animal and human. Human thinks, why this person is sitting, why he is giving, is there some reason for it? And how can I increase more and more, be comfortable and be happy? There is so much of developed consciousness. Dhammashariri. That's why here the baby is praying. Paschatchem Dishniya Nanu Saptavadrihi Saririke Dhammashariri Aparha Swadehe. It is so beautiful and it mentions the practicality, Dhammashariri. That is the different distinction between animal and a man. Animal cannot control himself and has no sense of decency. But human can do it by following. That's why we have got government and all kinds of processes and setups, dharmas, varnashram, dharma, everything. Mayadhyakshena prakritihi suyate sacharasaram hetunanena kaunteya jagad viparivartate. Krishna says that this material world is running under my guidance, my superintendence. Maya adhyakshena prakritihi suyate sacharasaram. Chara acharam, moving and non-moving things. Everything is under my direction, under my supervision, everything is going on. So Krishna says that one. And further Prabhupada is describing that by controlling senses or by the process of yoga regulation, one can understand the position of his self, super soul, the world. This is the Jivatma, Paramatma, and the Prakriti, and also interrelation. And the time factor is also there. Kalam yeke yeto bhayam. Prabhavam Paurusham Kalam Eke Yato Bhayam. There are this material world in the Sankhya philosophy, based on Sankhya philosophy, 25 elements, 5 Panchabhutas, 5 Tanmatras, and 5 sense objects, and then 5 Karanendriyas. Karanendriyas are hands, legs, and then the tummy, and the genital and rectum. So these are the 5 Karanendriyas, plus Manasu, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chittam. These are the 4 subtle elements: mind, intelligence, ego, and consciousness. These are 24 plus the time factor, 25 elements. It is divided. We have to see what I am, where I am situated. We are not out of these 24. We are the living entity. We are the soul. We are Mamayvamsha Jivoloke Jivabhutaha Sanatanaha. That is the living entity. Okay, so that can be realized by controlling the senses, and otherwise we are no better than animal. Okay, so that is beautifully explained. And then further, Prabhupada is further describing about the Krishna's position. Krishna is the Anadiradir Govindaha Sarvakarana Karanam. Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishnaha Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govindaha Sarvakarana Karanam. That is Krishna. That one is detailedly explained here. Mataji described what is that? Aham sarvasya prabhavaha mattah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam bhudabhava samanvitaha. If we have got a car, we just say, we do not appreciate car, but we appreciate the driver who drives the car. In a similar way, our bodies are just like a machines, and we appreciate the soul, not the body. The body is beautiful, it doesn't matter to us, but we are the souls, we are the drivers. But actually, the super soul who gives the permission for everything. We need to see the soul and super soul. Here, the super soul is the Krishna. And the individual souls, we are the individual souls. We all carry out the activities according to our desires and with the permission of the Lord. So that is the self-realization. Okay. So this needs to be practiced under a bona fide spiritual master, and approaching the bona fide spiritual master, following his instructions, then one can gradually elevate himself. Okay, so that is a beautiful purport. And thank you so much, Mataji. You have done very really good presentation in this one about the prayers of baby in the womb of a mother. Okay. Any other questions, dear devotees, you wanted to ask Mataji? We've got Javed Mataji as well. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes. No, I missed Mataji's presentation. My other class finished just about a few minutes ago, so I decided to join this class. So thank you. I'll look at the recording. Thank you.
Hare Krishna
Mataji.
Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for joining after that again.
Yes, no, I really like joining this class. There's so much to learn. Thanks to Prabhuji. Thank you, and to you as well.
No, Mataji, Prabhuji explains very well. I'm only trying. Thank you, Mataji. But yes, Prabhuji explained so well. I'm also so much like, learning from him. So he gave me an opportunity to talk today. So just
Oh, that's really nice. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Mataji. Gayatri Mataji, would you like to share anything else, Mataji? You wanted to say any other?
No, Prabhuji, yeah, it was when you explained so many nice points that I could learn today, like how, yes, Prabhuji, very nicely you explained. I tried my best, but this was very beautiful, Prabhuji. What you explained was really beautiful. Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, actually, I had a question which was last time question, which we were talking about the soul and the same similar what we read so many what I read those purports. Just the translations. So when the soul is, we were previous class some time ago, we were talking about the soul, how the consciousness of the soul is elevated when we are in a human, which we just spoke about. But when in animals, obviously the consciousness is very less compared to human consciousness. But when Ahalya when she was cursed by her husband, and when she became a rock, what I was just wondering, Prabhuji, what happened? Was the rock still had the consciousness when she was when she?
There, Ahalya was not rock. She was in that posture for a long time, remembering the Lord like that in a austerity. So this one we read from the Ramayana book. So, but Ahalya became a rock cursed by her husband, I think Gautam Rishi. So it is not a rock. I think people, there are different versions, but Valmiki Raman doesn't say that she became a rock.
Okay, Prabhuji.
She was in that position in the austerities, going through the austerities, and as soon as the touch of feet of Lord Ramchandra, then she was purified. So that one we can see in the Ramayana.
Yes,
In
Prabhuji.
the
Yes.
Veda base, there is a book as well, a Ramayana book. In that, we could see that one. When Ramchandra was going through searching for Sita, during the time he come through that ashram as well.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay. Yes, that's what after the class I was wondering. I knew that the consciousness is less in the normal animals, but at that time I suddenly wondered. Oh, they say that. Okay, Prabhuji. So she was just became like a still, but inside she was still doing the austerities and praying for Lord Ram to come. And yes, Prabhuji. Okay.
Yes. So there we could see, I think Ram. Okay, there is a Rama's terrible discovery. I think if you just go to that Veda base, Mataji. And the Ramayana, if you go down last book, I think it comes at the end. So there, I think part 2. So there, I think it comes from Rama's terrible discovery, I think. Chapter 10. We could see because kidnapping after Sita, that one, it happens. Find Ahalya somewhere, Mataji. Control F and then find Ahalya. If we see that one.
Ahalya. It's hard to. We can. Must be big, Prabhuji. I don't know how to find it.
So, but whatever you have, control F if you find any Ahalya. So then you would see that one.
Just
Control F. If you see.
F. Okay, Prabhuji. Control. Wait. Nothing is happening, Prabhuji. I don't know.
Otherwise, you can go down maybe further down. Further down. So now I think that is the Kadamba is there, and after Kadamba,
Already Shabari
I
is
think
here.
it should be there.
Top right, Prabhuji. Before Shabari only, I think he meets.
Yes, yes, Kadamba and before.
Kadamba.
I thought he meets Ahalya before he gets married, no? When he first goes to the...
No, Mataji.
Oh, it's after, in the second time in the...
Yeah. When he's already Sita
Who's kidnapped.
was taken away by
Okay.
then.
Okay.
It was only Ram and Lakshman.
Oh, yes. Yes. Should be here.
But the stone thing, so there is in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 3rd canto, chapter 5, verse number 50. Tomnaha Suranam asi Sanvayanam Kotastadhya Purushaha Puranaha Tom Dhyavsekyam Gunakarma Yono Retas Vayayam Kavi Madadejaha. It is the demigod prayers. In the if you just open next page, Mataji, there Prabhupada has mentioned like the stone. So by the mercy of the Lord, Ahalya came out of the stone. That is Prabhupada has mentioned. Is the 3rd canto, chapter 5, verse number 50. In the purport, Prabhupada has mentioned that
Third chapter, Prabhuji. Third.
yes,
And
this is chapter 5 and
chapter 5. Okay.
No. That is canto. That is right. Canto is right, and there is go to chapter 5. Right?
Vidura's talks.
Yes. And then go to shloka 50. There in the purport, Prabhupada has mentioned about that one, Ahalya. In the purport,
you are the original personal founder of
the
all.
first paragraph of purport.
Oh, okay.
Yes, there
from Brahma.
You could see that.
Yeah, it's there.
Rama, yes, Ahalya came out of of a stone by the touch of the lotus feet of his incarnation as Lord Sri Rama. He is also the companion of every living entity as the super soul. But he is unchanged. The living entity changes his body in the material world, but even the Lord is in the material world, he is ever unchanged. That is his prerogative.
Yes. So, and also there is but anyway, Mataji, so I think it is she is not, as per Valmiki Ramayana, she is not the stone.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay. Yes, yes,
She was
Prabhuji.
kind of a in that mode in the austerities. So generally in the past times, the sages, they once they sit in that posture, they will be just like a stone. They do not move. They'll keep on meditating.
Yes.
Likewise, her posture was like that. And as soon as Rama was there, she was not like sitting properly and as a human, but just bending her body like that. And as soon as Rama is coming there, touching Rama's lotus feet, then she just was revived back to normal.
Yes. Yes, Prabhuji.
Um,
Thank you,
I
Prabhuji.
also heard that Rama didn't even touch. It's only his Raj. It's only his what do you call? Uh, the Raj means what do you call his uh, uh, dropped on his like head. That's how, because Rama is a Maryada Purushottam, so he did not touch his feet to her. Yeah. Is that correct?
I think
Only
he touched that
Raj
lotus
means,
feet.
huh?
That is, he touched that feet. I
Yeah,
think
because he's
Rama
a
didn't.
Maryada Purushottam, so he don't touch like any feet.
Do you mean the dust from his feet,
Yeah,
the Raj?
just Raj just
Mm,
only
mm.
fall down, but he did not actually touch his
Touch, yeah,
head.
yeah.
Yeah, because he's a Maryada Purushottam at that time.
Yes. Mm.
Uh, so that's why as Prabhuji saying that she's not maybe a stone, she's not become a stone.
Yes, I think it happened whenever Vishwamitra taking Ramachandra for the sacrifice. I think it comes a little bit earlier itself. In the part one, into the part before he in the part one, so he delivers. I think Rama agrees to depart. No, that one. But okay, with the sage Vishwamitra, I think chapter 3, when he is going with Ramayana in the part 1, chapter 3, there we could see the Ahalya there. Um, okay, it's part 1, and then chapter 3, it is with the sage Vishwamitra.
Yes, this was my understanding that when they go to the forest the first time, that's when he comes
Yes.
across Ahalya.
They will go to the Gautama Maharshi's ashram. There If it is not visible there, then don't worry about it. So just if we do control F something like that, then we could find that one.
I think it should come soon. Mm. Oh, it didn't come.
No, Mataji, I did not see. I saw.
No, it's not in this chapter then.
It's okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Now I understood like why, like I wanted to know the consciousness at that time when she, because of that, I just asked that question. Thank you so much. Yes, yeah, it was really nice. Yeah. Now I understood that she became like, yeah, without any movement, but yeah, but she was doing austerities.
Yes, doing austerity.
Yes.
Okay, so but anyway, I'll share that Mataji. So later on,
Sure, Prabhuji. Yes, yes,
those details.
yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Anything else before we move to Muslim praise, Mataji?
Nothing, Prabhuji.
Okay. There are nothing to say, then shall we go to Muslim praise, Mataji?
Prabhuji, so when they are in the womb, like when like women are pregnant and when he's in the womb, at the time they can see like they want to come out, and afterwards when they're born, you can see that they are still in like not to come this material world and like that. Then how come they forget after a little child?
The
When
baby,
they're,
Mataji?
yeah, maybe when they are in the womb of mother, at the time they are just praying that once they are come out, they will do this and that. And so as soon as they come out, they just forget everything.
Yes, so that one is given in the same chapter. Because while he was praying like that, the Sutivati, the Suti or the pregnancy air, it will push the baby, and then immediately baby comes out while he was praying itself, and then he falls just like in the puddle of stool and urine, blood, and then he was just moving, and then by the touch of the ground, immediately he forgets everything. Whatever he was remembering in the womb of mother, he forgets. And then he starts crying because of the pains and everything. And then, so he is put, again, his condition is described by Kapil Bhagwan. Even the baby feels the itchingness, he cannot scratch. Again, he goes through some disturbances. He is put up into the parents that parents don't know what he wanted. Likewise, he's always in the disturbed condition. No one understands what he wants. Likewise, even the child, later on, child is growing and he wanted that one. I wanted it in the shop, chocolate, biscuit. Parents said, no, no, I want toys. No, you can't. I want to go. No. Child want to do so many things. Parents say no all the time. Likewise, child grows in such circumstances. Later on, once he get into the youth, again the hunger, thirst, and then of course they're all there. But when he wanted to do on his own, the senses become gradually taking over him according to his desires of past karma. And then he will just go into the Upastha Vega, Uddara Vega, Upastha Vega, and then fall into again materialistic pool of life if he doesn't take to the devotional service. That what we can see in that chapter, 30th chapter, 30th chapter, I think. 31st chapter. Third canto, 31st chapter. Okay, so thank you, Mataji. Mataji, if you are ready, Mataji, you can yourself can lead the Nasma prayers and you can request some devotee. Jaivad Mataji can follow behind you with Nasma prayers if it is okay.
Okay, Prabhuji. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Sorry, am I following?
Jaivad Mataji.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
हिरण्यकशिपूर्वक्षः
हिरण्यकशिपूर्वक्षः
शिलाटङ्कनखालाये
शिलाटङ्कानखालाये
इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहो
इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा
यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा
यतो यतो यामितो ततो नरसिंहा
बहिर्नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहा
बाहे नरसिंहा हृदये नरसिंहा
नरसिंहमादिं शरणं प्रपद्ये
नरसिंह अहम् अतिं शरणं प्रपद्ये
तव करकमलवरे नखाम् अद्भुतशृङ्गं दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
तव करकमलवरे नखाम् अद्भुतशृङ्गाम् दालिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गाम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय श्रील प्रभुपाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय श्रील प्रभुपाद
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय श्रील गुरुदेव
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय श्रील गुरुदेव
नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल
गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल
हरे कृष्ण
हरे कृष्ण
जय श्री श्री नरसिंहदेव भगवान की
जय
जय
प्रहलाद महाराज की
जय
शिल प्रभुपाद की
जय
जय
गौर प्रेमानंदे
हरि हरि
Ebo.
Very well. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank
It's
you.
a very beautiful Gayatri Mataji, David Mataji. Very nice. Thank you so much. Okay, so can I request all devotees kindly unmute and do the loud Hari Bols to Gayatri Mataji for kindly presenting this very beautiful shloka.
Haribo.
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 Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautiful. Okay, so we would
Hari
like to hear it.
as well.
Okay, so I just wanted to share one thing, Mataji, with regards to that about Ahalya. So this is Ahalya. She is by her ascetic power, she was invisible to anyone. She was invisible to everyone. As soon as only Rama could see her. So this is the shloka from the Valmiki Ramayana, chapter 49. It is Balakanda. She whose splendor is brightened by her ascetics, at whom it is impossible to raise an eye for a stare either for gods or for demons or for worldly beings on coming close to her, whom the Creator has contrived with careful contemplation as an angelic and a completely phantasmal entity, who is like the befogged and beclouded moonshine of a full moon as she is uh, in enshrouded by the dried up leaves and dust, who is like a unwatchable sunshine mirrored in and glowing from the midst of water, for she is hitherto in the midst of denounce, and whose limbs are like the tongues of a flaring fire around which fumes are cloaking, as she is hitherto practicing an utmost ascetics subsisting on air alone, which as it says, alone made her like a flaring ritual fair, and Rama has seen such a highly glorious Ahalya. She was in the ascetic posture. So she was invisible to everyone. So she was not a stone according to Valmiki Ramayana. There are different Ramayanas. As per Valmiki Ramayana, she was in a meditation, ascetic, engaged in that ascetic things. That yes, this is during as soon as Rama touches, and at the time even Gautama Rishi also appears into that spot. He also appears there. That one we could see here, Valmiki Ramayana.net. So there. So on reaching the end of the curse, she came into the view of Raghavas, and they too gladly touched her feet in reverence. Okay, so this is again reminiscing Gautama's words. Ahalya received those too, and self-consciously offered water for feet and hand washing, and like that she also offered guestship customarily and dutifully, and drama of uh, Kakusta on his part acquiesced her hospitality. So it's a very beautiful thing. But anyway, this showing this one as the Ahalya was in the ascetic. So whenever Vishwamitra, on hearing Vishwamitra's words, Rama entered the hermitage along with Lakshmana and keeping Vishwamitra afore. So this is how you could see here, Mataji.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, yeah, that. Yes, thank you for answering my question, Prabhuji. Beautifully. Yes.
Such a beautiful, beautiful story this one is, isn't it?
Yes, Mataji.
Ajay.
So we read Ramayana every Sunday morning.
Oh, okay. Mm.
So Sunday morning after our japa, after Bhagavatam, and then Shikshamrita one letter, then we read Ramayana. This is at the moment, it is happening fortnightly, alternative Sundays, one Sunday Shloka learning, one Sunday Ramayana, like that. So soon that Shloka learning is completed, then we are going to make it as a every week Ramayana.
Okay.
Prabhuji, nice. That's really nice. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. If you're all happy, then we shall conclude our
Yes,
session for
Prabhu.
tonight.
Thank you, Gayatri Mataji. Very nice class, I think so. I don't understand, but it's nice, Mataji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gaurangi Mataji. Thank you, Meena Mataji. Thank you, Jai Mataji. And thank you so much, Amok Prabhuji, so much for giving me this opportunity. So we will end the session. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
Kripa sindhubhya eva cha
Vacha patithanam
bhavnebhyo
bhavnebhyo
vaishnavebhyo
vaishnavebhyo namo namah.
Koti Vaishnava
Krishna
Vrinda
ki
ki
jai.
Jai.
Madhvi Jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Srimad Bhagavatam.
Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.